Good morning from Los Angeles. Welcome to Friday's Power Hour. Uh, Quite the activity since trading with Sergio last Wednesday, a couple days ago. We had a little bit of a sell-off, although we're trying to reverse today. I don't trust these rallies that happen on Fridays, but then we'll see how it goes. My members group is Cricket's Quiet. They're all getting smashed, including myself, to a point anyway. There's a lot to discuss today. Before I do that, though, if anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome to do so. I'm just here to share my experience, what I've seen. I've seen these movies before. And these movies, here's the link. These movies repeat themselves. And when they do repeat, people are not prepared. And in fact, there was a great post by Mr. Jim Chanos yesterday. And which I've been saying to my members group or on my channel for a while. When an index goes down, the equity that you're holding will go down, most likely, unless you're tagging on to the 52-week high list, but most of us don't. So when an index goes down, your stock that you're holding is going to go down a lot more in percentage. And that's the definition of beta. If your portfolio is full of high beta stocks, quantum computing stocks, AI power generation stocks, AI stocks, and they carry 3, 4, sometimes 5 beta. So if a market's going to go down 5%, and if you're dealing with a 4 beta stock, it's going to go down 20%. And I see the bloodbath on X. People are posting their losses, massive losses. Some stocks that I said short, I don't know, month and a half ago or so. We did something month and a half ago or so, are getting crushed. So let me real quickly look what we did. Give me 1 second. Oh, we bought more calls. Okay. All right, sounds good. All right, back to regularly scheduled programming. So yeah, that's what's going on. So welcome to Power Hour. The morning was ugly opening, as the title indicates of today's Power Hour. Market on the brink. It definitely was on the brink. Yesterday and today, the sell-off was intense, especially in the AI stocks and some of the super high value, priced for perfection, price to Mars and back stocks. And most of them got cut in half within the last couple of weeks. While the markets, if you look at the turnaround today, markets including today's open, let's say, wasn't even down 5% from all-time highs. A lot of these stocks, by the way, have been going down for weeks. And again and again, the whole the indexes themselves, the triple Q, SPY, or SPX, is being held up by 10 stocks. And we know which ones they are. Obviously, the Mag 7 and a few other ones, maybe 15 stocks. Out of S&P 500, 475 stocks are not doing well. But that's been going on under the surface for a while. You can't ignore that. So two things are going to happen. Either the secondary stocks are going to stop going down and catch up to the indexes, or indexes are going to start selling off. And I said this on Wednesday. You can go check it out. What will happen if a stock is already down 25, 30% that you're holding, and the indexes start selling off, just like they did yesterday? What will happen to that stock that's already down 25%? trust me, it's going to accelerate going lower. And that's what happened yesterday. Even stocks that were down 40-50% already from their highs got crushed. And at the open today, they got crushed some more. I'll put up the charts. We'll go through my watch list and charts. And, you have to be careful. I mean, you have to, obviously, today I have a video at noon coming out. This talks about risk and position sizing correctly. And that's what's going to save you on markets like this. Because most of us don't deal with the indexes. We're dealing with individual stocks that are moving like pork bellies these days. Literally. I mean, pork belly futures that I used to trade were wild. And the spreads were wild, and that's what they're doing. The market makers are doing that. When the markets gets to this level of volatility, you can't buy anything, you can't sell anything, because the market makers, especially on the options side, market makers just widen the spreads. They won't allow trading. I mean, without stopping trading, that's what they do. And that was perfect example this morning with me. I had entered a bunch of orders, only maybe 20% got executed, and the rest, nothing. I should have gotten executed. I know I should have. And then I was just trying to play the bounce. And I was up at 5:30 this morning, my time, Pacific time. Look at some charts, look at some levels, and then enter some orders, for a bounce play. And the bounce play would have been beautiful, but I didn't get much that I wanted to get. So, yeah, I mean, look, everybody's bleeding. It's pretty obvious. I'm bleeding. I have defined risk downside trades, and my account's going down. So figure that out. I mean, what if I didn't have defined risk downside trades? Defined risk meaning like instead of naked puts, I have short put credit spreads with a max loss number that you already know when you execute the trade. For example, if you don't know what a put credit spread is, you sell the closer to the money put and you buy the out of the money put. I've done that with SBET, which is BMNR's sister. We'll talk about BMNR. We'll talk about MSTR a little bit. I think I've said enough about those stocks and the four-letter word. We have a four-letter word. It's not what you guys think it is. It's a four-letter word in the DAT world, digital asset treasury world, is MNAV. That's the four-letter word. It's becoming an ugly four-letter word because I think there's only one left, and that's getting crushed today. And by probably next week, it may be under one, and that's PMNR. So for all the fools on X, and I call them fools because they are fools. For all the fools on X, they still drawing charts and they're tagging along. Oh, Tom Lee screwed us. He's this, he's that. Or what happened when BMNR was at 70? That's because none of them pay any attention to MNAV. MNAV is called multiple to net asset value or market cap to net asset value. If you don't understand MNAV fully and the underlying stock, such as MSTR or BMNR or SBET, these are the three largest ones. One on Bitcoin, the other two are on Ethereum. If you don't understand the mechanics of MNAV, if you don't understand how it's calculated, if you don't understand the structure of the underlying company, such as BMNR or MSTR, you have zero business being in this game just because Tom Lee said so, or just because some influencer said so. All you're going to do is endure pain, and you are enduring pain. Today, BMNR's MNAV is getting crushed live right in front of my face. I'm not in BMNR. I'm in one that's already has 0.82 MNAV, and I'm getting crushed, which is SBET, which is SharpLink Gaming. So buyer beware, understand what you're doing, and but do your own due diligence. It's not that difficult, right? Most of these companies have dashboards that they update their MNAV live. But long story short, now everybody's cussing out Michael Saylor. Now everybody's cussing out Tom Lee. Well, if you just bought it because Tom Lee was involved in BMNR, Great. Don't complain. I like Tom Lee. I think Tom Lee is wonderful. He's done great. He's been the perma bull of all perma bulls, just like there are perma bears. He's been a perma bull. Yeah, he's gonna be wrong once in a while, and maybe in this case he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong. I think he's just selling stock and buying Ethereum every single day almost. And but now the problem is going to be just like the company that I own, SBET. Once MNAV goes under 1, you cannot do. You could, but then it's like eating your own flesh. You cannot do at the market stock sales and buy Ethereum. So the quantities of Ethereum that could be purchased by Tom Lee and BMNR is going to slow down, if not stop, just like it's happening with MSTR, with Michael Saylor and Strategy. Well, now they have figured out, okay, we cannot do ATMs because our MNAV is under 1. What can we do? Oh, now we can bring these preferred stocks, convertible preferreds. We bring all these other instruments to continue purchasing ETH or Bitcoin. Well, first time in a long, long time, including the debt, Strategy MNAV is under 1. When it was 2.2, Strategy was $500 a share, and Bitcoin basically last December was the same price as it was today. Today, Strategy stock is under 200. Okay, that's down 60% from the high. While Bitcoin is the same. Why did that happen? Because a lot of people are, again, they're in some la-la land. I asked this question when that was going on. The question was, why can I not just go buy Bitcoin? Why do I have to pay almost double, 2.2 times Bitcoin's value for some guy that has a story out there? Again, I respect Michael Saylor, but I'd rather go buy Bitcoin. So if I had bought Bitcoin, and at the same time, same day, last year in December 25th, I remember it, that's when Strategy was $550 a share. Which one would be more profitable? Well, obviously, we know that, right? So Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the same price as it was last December. Strategy is down 60%. So you could have sold some calls, you could have done all these things, because they created some volatility, all that good stuff. Selling calls is not going to cover your ass for a 300 point or 350 point drop on a stock. Same thing is happening with BMNR now, right? BMNR, Tom Lee, because the MNAV was 1.2, 1.3, it was actually as high as 1.8, and that's been just getting crushed. So he's been doing at the market stock sales and buying Ethereum immediately. Okay, well, at least they haven't gone into preferreds, they haven't gone into debt yet. That's probably going to be next. But what is the truth on all of this is none of this matters. None of it matters. All these DATs, DATs, digital asset treasury companies, are the tail of the dog. The dog is ETH. If you think ETH is going higher, then get involved. If you don't think ETH is going higher, in fact, if you think ETH is going lower, in fact, I was on a very popular traders podcast a couple days ago or a few days ago. And a month ago, we were on for a much longer period of time. And I said, everybody's doing this BMNR thing. What if Ethereum goes to 3,000? And we were at 4,200 then. And everybody was like, well, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, you do know. What's going to happen is I said BMNR is going to be at $30. And sure enough, BMNR is at 34. And people are still on Twitter talking about BMNR, Tom Lee this, Tom Lee that. I'm like, okay, cool. Don't complain now. But then I see the tide, the tide is shifting now. I see, oh, I trusted him. I go like, no, you should have never trusted him. You shouldn't trust your mother if you're going to trade. You shouldn't. You should trust you. So that's where we are. And You know, the pain has been real, folks. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, right? My account had a decent drawdown, and again and again, I'm not in any of these high flyers, and I'm having a drawdown. Why? Because I'm in SBET, I'm in SOLT, and they're going down. They're down 30-40%. Again, I have put credit spreads. I haven't even sold puts. A lot of people are selling puts on these things. A lot of people are selling puts, cash secured puts or naked puts on stocks that are tanking. Like if you sold puts on BMNR at 50, which was last week literally, and today we're at 34, what are you going to do? Did you like BMNR at 50 minus the little cash grab you were going for? Yeah, okay, then you get assigned, and then God bless you. But rolling is not going to save your ass, because if you roll, you're going to keep going out further and further and further. So your little short-term trade became a long-term investment. Anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. It's, I mean, I came up with the BMNR trade. I put it up on my chat group. They're all crickets. They're hurting. I can tell they're hurting. And, you know, I can also tell folks are kind of losing faith now on Tom Lee. They're like, yeah, we trusted you. You burned us. And he didn't burn you. Michael Saylor didn't burn you. He didn't tell you to go buy MSTR. He's doing something what he believes he needs to do. Stock prices move, man. Stock prices are not static. And if you're in all the quantum computing names that are down 60-70% or whatever they are, or OCLOs and NBISs and IRENs, and yeah, granted, they're still up to 2-3x for the year, maybe not as much anymore, but they were up like 20x. So to me, the thing is, stonks are to be bought and sold. Very few stocks are worth holding long periods of time. And if you didn't sell, or worse yet, if you believe the hype and you bought the quantum computing stock like Rigetti at 58, and I was short these things, and I'm actually very disappointed in myself. Not to be making fortunes on the way down now, but this happened twice this year. It happened in April because it came out of the blue. This definitely came out of the blue. You know, now a lot of people are going to say, oh, Michael Berry bought puts. Who gives a shit what Michael Berry did? Michael Berry on Palantir, a stock that's 185, goes and buys 2027 $50 puts. $50 puts. Okay. 130 out of the money. And he's talking smack. Okay. If Palantir is going to 50, where do you guys think the market's going to be? So a lot of people are like, oh, this is the second coming of the Big Short. Nothing like it, man. Although, all of this started, by the way, with the snake oil salesman, Sam Altman from OpenAI. There were a couple of hints here, right? So first he said, and I did a video about that, and I called him out. First he said, well, if this AI thing fails, we may need a bailout by the government. Sam Altman, go F yourself. No government bailout is necessary for a company that has 13 to 20 billion in revenue and is looking to have capex of 1.3 trillion. Nobody needs to save anybody. Go deal with it. There are other competitors who are doing fine. If OpenAI fails, it failed because you couldn't figure out your budget. But no more bailouts, folks. No more government involvement. None of that. We did that in 2008, and look where it got us. So that was one. And then SoftBank selling their entire stake in NVIDIA. Not that they're that great, but I mean, that was like, okay. So now there's some piling on going on. Now the bears are coming out, right? Now the bears are coming out. Oh, we told you so. Well, where were you guys for 3 years? We told you so. We told you AI was hype. We told you AI was just a Ponzi scheme. We told you, like it's quite entertaining. Actually, I used to like X quite a bit, but then with all these charlatans on X now, they're always right. Market goes down, oh, look at my puts. I'm like, where's your account? Show me that. The market goes up, oh, look at my calls, or look at this and look at that. And I'm going like, bro, don't honestly, it's entertainment. Please don't go pay attention to anybody on anywhere except do your own due diligence. Even if you trust someone, if you think they know what they're saying, I still wouldn't follow them. I have enough brain power to go do my own due diligence, and then ASST is the new poster child now. Like, what are you guys buying? I have leaps on ASST, hundreds of them. Well, what are you guys buying? Do you guys know what ASST is? No, nobody knows. Oh, there's an influencer named Mike Alfred. He bought 1.5 million shares. Who gives a shit? There's 1.5 billion shares out. Who gives a shit if Mike Alfred goes and buys 1.5 million shares? Is that enough for you to go buy shares on a company? Did you look at the financials? I don't know, man. In this day and age, social media has become this force, right? The diamond hands, retail, this and that. And well, where is retail on Beyond Meat? What happened? Where is retail on GameStop? Where is retail on AMC? I mean, look, with all due respect, retail does have more power these days than they used to, because in the old days, retail was dumb money. Now, actually, institutions are dumb money, right? Because not too many of them, including the best hedge funds with the best brains, best MBAs, best PhDs, best computers, best software, cannot beat the markets anymore. Markets are really, really difficult, to figure out these days. But so yeah, that's where we are. Buyer beware. You should not be listening to anybody except yourself. But it's become this, oh, he said this, it should be good. Oh, Michael Berry bought puts. That means AI is a scam. Oh, Jim Chano said that. Oh, this guy said that. I'm like, I pity you people if you're following. And then there are these gurus. Oh, selling puts is great. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Selling puts is great. You just got assigned a whole bunch of stuff. Probably early assigned too. Selling puts is great. CoreWeave, yeah. Stock 150, today 75 in a week. Oh, great. Well, I like CoreWeave. Okay, yeah, you're down 75 points. Your $4 put just went to 70. Oh, Meta. You like Meta at 700? 10% off from the high? Yeah. Oh, it's 600 today. You're like $4 puts that you sold at 700 a month out. Now they're $100. And there's no free meal on Wall Street, folks. If anybody says, oh, I sell puts, I sell calls, I make so much money, your account got smashed just in 2 days, with the market from just being 3% from all-time highs. If you were selling puts, your account got smashed, especially if you were selling puts in these high flyers. So there is no free meal. And then they go, yeah, now I just sell calls. Although, if the stock keeps going down, calls are not going to protect you. And some stocks keep going down. So, yeah, we had a little bit of a reversal in the morning. It felt like a little bit of capitulation at the open today. But then, and the second part of the title is crypto winter. What's happening to Bitcoin? Down to 95K. Ethereum down to almost 3K. Solana down to 140. These are massive pullbacks, folks. Solana was 260, down to 140. That's almost 40%. And Ethereum was 4,500, down to 3,000. That's about 33%. Bitcoin is the least damaged so far, 125, let's say, to 95. Still about 25%. And on the underlyings, because MSTRs and BMNRs and SBETs depend on that's the crypto price is rules. Nothing else is going to move these stocks up or down other than the price of the crypto. And definitely look like a winter in crypto land. And we'll see. I think markets at a really important crossroads. Like today, Verizon laid off another 15,000 people. UPS was Amazon, UPS. All these layoffs are happening. Fed is talking actually hawkish, saying that, well, we may not cut the rates in December, so market's going to get a little shaky about that. But even at this level, the indexes, not the market, they're under the surface, shit's horrible. And the economy also is very on shaky ground, but the default's going through the roof. So, you know, cutting rates in December may not be it. Okay, well, even if they cut rates, I would highly recommend all of you to look at a chart of TLT. TLT is the inverse 20-year bond inverse chart, yield chart. Look at TLT. What has TLT done? What have mortgages done since the Fed cut the rates? They've actually gone up because all this money printing, all this stuff, government reopened, right? Now everybody's expectation was if government opens, stocks are going to go up. Yeah, they did for a single day, and then they took it all out, and look what they're doing now, taking it out in the back and shooting each number. And so to me, you know, size correctly, cut risk, take losses, do whatever you need to do, because money lost is not gained that easily. It's difficult. It's really difficult. It's not easy to make it, and it's harder to keep it. So I don't know. I think I said as much as I need to say. The link is somewhere up there. Hello. Here's the link again. So today's Power Hour, Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Monday's trading with Sergio, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday's trading with Sergio. It's been an active week. Let's see who's here. Good morning, John. Good morning, sir. Mike D. Doug, good morning. My chat group is quiet as a mouse. Honestly, I'm pretty sure they're all getting killed. I'm hurting myself, but maybe not to that degree. Morning, Mojo. SJ, good morning. Black Hat. I debated that actually. I thought, I mean, we reversed. We're green now. I don't know where we end up, but I thought, okay, maybe I show wear the green hat. But then I go, let's just go neutral today. Let's go black. And, yeah, I saw that. I mean, look, that's another influencer that just fucking blah, 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 blah. I mean, I wouldn't pay any attention to any of this stuff. All this is going to play itself out, Mojo. You know, those are for YouTube clicks. Like, I don't pay attention to it, honestly. Hello, Lynn. Luis, good morning. Brick by brick with B&M. Okay, awesome. So you bought, what'd you do? You bought index calls, 0 DTEs. You know, that's the other thing. Like, you know, people put up, I did great. I'm like, well, what'd you do? Right? What did you do? I don't know. I'm glad you did great. I'm afraid to get started investing with it. Nope. You're 100% incorrect. 100% incorrect. As long as you have a long-term view, you shorted NQ at the open and you did great. Bro, opening low, tick was the low. And then you got your face ripped off. I'm not sure. Are you being facetious or what? I don't know. Unless you were playing for pennies. I'm not sure. Definitely not. If you're young, I don't care about young. You have to understand something. Okay, so this is a good segue for this question. I'm afraid to get started investing with the top in the market. How do you know what the top of the market is? Let me tell you this, Justin. Okay? This is good advice. If you bought the top in 2000, .com bubble, okay? Top tick. If you bought the top tick in 2008, I'm talking indexes now, S&P 500, let's say. If you bought the top tick before the pandemic, and if you bought the top tick before April's, 25% sell-off in the indexes, I'm talking you bought top tick. you were the last buyer, you would be so far ahead if you dollar cost averaged and passive invested. There's a great saying in our world. It is, time spent in the markets always will beat time spent timing the market. Let me say that again. Time spent in the market always will beat time spent timing the market. All you're doing now is timing the market. You have no idea where the top is. If you have dollar cost averaging in mind, first of the month, the same amount of money goes into an index, you are going to thank me in 15 years. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Yeah, bro, come on now. We can't, that's not for me. First 10 seconds. Okay. You picked up a few shekels. Great. Congrats. Oh, why didn't you reverse? Didn't you? Why not? Muted. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. We're hanging in there. Taking some heat. I'm doing well. Yeah, Justin, please. Just start investing, my man. In fact, that's a good segue. So I'm trying to improve financial literacy in this country, starting with the gig workers and then moving on to everybody else. So I have a website. In fact, Justin, if you're not a subscriber, please go subscribe to the free newsletter. I'm not selling you anything. I don't have a Discord. I have nothing. Just go subscribe to the free newsletter. All I'm asking for your email. Every Monday, you will get an article. In fact, there are 6 or 7 articles on the blog side of the website, www.sergioavadian.com. Go check the blog. Read some of those articles. They're quick reads. They're like 2, 3, 4-minute reads. There's already great articles about it. The best time to invest is today. And I said this on YouTube and on this channel multiple times now. The rich have figured out how to get ahead, how to keep pace with inflation, how to keep pace with the debasing of the currency, how to keep pace with all that, okay? And if you want to keep pace, and if you don't want your fiat currency looking like toilet paper every year, you need to invest. And investing may get you a little bit better than what you're losing in buying power. So, yeah. So please invest. Sweet. Port's taking a hit. Yeah. Yeah. Sizing is important. Actually muted. I have a good video coming out about sizing today. You should go check it out. It's going to come out at noon. And sizing is very important. So I have my 3 Ps that I recommend everybody to follow. This is patience, let it come to you, position, and planning. Even with all those 3, I'm hurting. So to me, it's like, again and again, imagine if you oversize, without leverage, if you oversize, sizing is important. Obviously, it's important according to your account size, according to your risk tolerance. Because I'm not buying any of the stuff, by the way. One day it'll be fine. Oh, I'm deep in the money with my puts. I'll get assigned, and then I'll sell calls. I'll do this. I'm not buying any of that bullshit. That's all bullshit. We are trading. You're a trader. Either you're a trader or you're an investor. You can't be both. And the market will force you to be one or the other, especially on the last 2 days, right? You were a trader. Now you became a long-term investor because every single naked put or short put or cash secured put is so deep in the money now, even a rally doesn't help your ass. So if you're hoping for a V bottom again for the market to go back to all-time highs, that's a different story. But I don't think any of these stocks that are down 40, 50% last month are going back to all-time highs. None of them are. That I can unequivocally say. They may rally a little bit to give you a little bit of a breathing room, so maybe you can get out at even, or you can get out a little lost, but none of these things are going back to all-time highs. Now, the index may go back to all-time high, but this riffraff stuff worth 40 billion with no sales and all that stuff, that ain't coming back, folks. That game is over. Now, there is always momentum chasers and momentum chasing stocks and things like that, okay, that's fine. But none of that stuff is coming up. None of that. So, that's where we are. Let's go to positions real quick, and then I'll go to some charts. And I'll post, by the way, I post these positions every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the community page on the YouTube channel. So you guys can go follow it there. Again, none of this is trading, financial, or investment advice. What I do is very risky with the gigantic drawdown I'm experiencing with defined risk downside trades. God forbid if I did not have defined risk downside trades. So every put credit spread, well, not everyone, because time is on my side on those, max loss. I'm like, that's awesome, Serge. You dumb shit. Instead of being short, 100%, and I was short. I was 100% short. And I was like, yeah, oh, okay, cool. Well, where are you now, Serge? Struggling to say green for the year. But it is what it is. All right, so let's start with the positions. I added a little bit more today, but I think I'm topped out on this position. So if I add 25 more calls, I will. So ASST is Strive Inc. Stock is 114. I have 375 of the January 2027 2.5 calls, and 300 of, and I'm done with the fives. 300 of the January 2027 5 calls. I still think Bitcoin is going to be a lot higher by the middle of next year, and maybe not like Tom Lee says 200,000 by the end of the year. That's smoke and mirrors right there. So these are leaps. I'm in the market to buy 25 more of the 2.5s, and that's it. However, my cost is less just because when I first put the position on, I had sold some 10 calls. Well, obviously, with time decay and stock going down, I bought those back and maybe made some nickels and dimes, which is good. So I'm good. Second position, Beyond Meat. I put credit spread. Luckily, this is going to work out. I'm short the ones. I'm long the next week's ones, and I'm short today's expiration ones. And so I'm taking all the time decay out. I had sold them at a nickel. They're going to expire worthless, and then the long side will be sold by next week sometime. I doubled down on this position, BZAI, Blaze AI Holdings. This morning, this was the only thing that got executed properly. Everything else was like, no, we're not going to give it to you, Serge. I'm like, okay, wonderful. Long story short, long 5,000 shares, BZAI, 242. 243 is my cost. 243 is where the stock is at. FTHM, Fathom Holdings, real estate company, turning into shithole. I was long 16,000 shares. I'm trimming down to 5,000 shares, taking about a 30-cent loss there. The only thing that I did yesterday and today, which I felt like was proper. So we all know the story of Oracle, right? Larry Ellison. Earnings, the AI circle jerk happened and stock gapped up $60. And that was the high at 340, I think. And this stock hit 200 today, just about, or 209, I think. And I said, well, why don't I just step up a little bit? And so I was like 75% cash going into this. So I was like, why don't I step up a little bit? So I bought some. I bought on Oracle, 2X ETF is ORCX. And I bought the December expiration, 25.35 call debit spread. My cost is 175. They're about $2 now. I mean, it was green. It was down to 209, and then I think we're up to like 216, 217 on the stock. So this is the 2X ETF, though. I didn't do it on Oracle. I did it in ORCX, and we'll see. I put on 30 lots. These two got executed as well today at $160 and $150. I started doing these yesterday at $2. Here's the position, right? Okay, defined risk downside. Just getting my ass handed to me. And here it is, Sharplink Gaming. I don't even have shares. I'm getting killed. I have a put credit spread, short to 15s, long to 12.5. Stock is 1064. Now, they haven't hit max loss because they go out to January of 2026. So I put these on at $1.60. I know my max loss is 2.5. I can lose 90 cents. Well, at the moment, I'm so deep in the money with but then the long side is in the money. So all I'm doing is just watching now. I'm not touching it. I can't get out of the trade. Probably, let's see, 480, 475, 270, maybe around $2. So I have 50 more cents to go. And I probably will take this off as well. Just I put in $1.60, take a 40-cent loss, get out, as opposed to taking a 90-cent loss, because everything staying equal, January 2026 comes, stock is under 12.5. Well, first of all, I'm going to get assigned 8,000 shares of SBET at 15 minus the $1.60 that I took in. Well, that puts me at 13.40. Stock is 10.60. I don't want to extend the agony on any of this shit. And we'll see. We'll see where we go with that. And last but not least, I had a much bigger position. I'm trimming all the stuff now getting trimmed. SOLT is the 2X ETF of Solana. I put on a 12.10 put credit spread. Stock is 9, folks. So I had 50 lots. I'm down to 25. Took some losses yesterday. Do I want to own? And I sold these $1 exactly. So the put credit spread. Do I want 2,500 shares of SOLT? 12 minus 1, which is 11, and stock is 9. If I do that, might as well close the put credit spread with a loss, because then I'm looking at $2 loss on 2,500 shares, another 5K. So, and again, that's because the long side is in the money now. That's what's protecting me. That's what's protecting me in the put credit spread. So when you put on a put credit spread, you know you're lost from the get-go, max loss. On this one is $2. Well, I sold them at $1, so there's an extra $1 to go. But then if I had just bought the stock, right, look where we are. I mean, it's disaster. But then, do I want shares at 11? That on something that's 9? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But these expired next week. So that's where we are, man. It's been tough, So Beyond Meat will be cleaned up today. That's over. BZAI, it's a hold. Fathom, on any rally, I'm out of there taking another 20, 30-cent loss. ORCX, I think Oracle will rally probably from 210 to probably 250, 260. When I look at the charts, I'll figure it out. And then that'll be my exit, the call debit spread. Everything else is being managed and still 65, 70% cash. And this morning I had some good buys, and they were not executed because the market maker was being an asshole. Anyway, so I'll look at the charts in a minute. Give me a minute. Let me situate myself here. Okay, let's go to the front, answer some questions, and we'll go to some charts. What about the wheeling strategy? What about it? Happy Friday, Mr. Premium. What's happening? Chewy, nice. Yeah, I don't know what's nice, but it's nice here. So Mr. Premium, on Friday, your calls are printing yesterday, and then today your puts are printing, right? Yeah. What about the wheeling strategy? I have 2 different accounts. I have long-term holdings. I have 4 stocks in that portfolio. Google, which is at a double. Kava, which is down about 15, 20%. UPS, I bought a couple days ago. And Lululemon, which is just about even. So what about wheeling strategy? What about it? Wheeling strategy works when the market's steadily going higher. Wheeling strategy will not work when the market's doing what it did yesterday and this morning at the open. You're going to get smashed. Those little puts you sold are going to go 10x on you, 5x on you. And that's what I was talking about. I said a lot of these people, the wheelers, turn into long-term investors. From wheeling to long-term investing. So when you sell a put, even short-term put, and stock drops precipitously, even if you did it on major names, Oracle. If you did a wheeling strategy on Oracle, okay, let's talk about it. I just opened the call debit spread on it. Okay, it was at 340. Let's say you did sold a 300 put. Stock just hit 209 today. What is that going to do for you? I mean, okay, you're long-term bullish on Oracle, or whatever, Meta, all these big names. Forget the junk. Junk is junk. Junk is never going to come back and save you. So, wheeling strategy only works when the market's steadily going up like it did for the last 3 years. Wheeling strategy doesn't work. It's proven, actually, a million times. I mean, there's a lot of studies out there. What about it? Can you trade volatility on your investments to de-risk them? Trade volatility like what? Futures, or what are we doing? Because index puts are not helping portfolios. If you had index puts, actually, you're losing on both sides. Your stocks are getting smashed and index puts are melting from time decay, and the indexes are not going down. While you're holding long-term and hoping for a 100-point rally in Oracle is a fool's game for me. I can't do that. I will blow account after account after account, or Meta or this or that. Look, I have stocks that I have an investment account that I put stocks in. Long-term capital gains, hold it there. But those are stocks that I believe in. In my trading account, I can't do that. I can't. So if you're a trader, stay a trader. And if you're going from a trader to an investor because the market forced you, that means you were not a trader to start with, or you're taking too much risk on, or a lot of ors, or the sizing is incorrect. I mean, there are a lot of things. Wheeling is wheeling. I am thinking about it. In fact, let's take a look. Actually, what? That's good. Good remember. Good thing you reminded me of that. Is it there? I mean, are we at 20%? If not, I'll put it on. I'll put like a couple thousand shares on. Okay, so SPY is selling off a little bit. Ethereum, yeah, I mean, Ethereum just can't get out of its own way. Yeah, almost on the lows. Bitcoin, same thing. MSTR, look at MSTR. What a disaster. It's fucking 199. There you go. BMNR, where's BMNR? BMNR definitely is doing more ATMs today. I can tell that's the last shot they have before they go under 1 MNAV. Holy shit. It's down $3, down to 33. Wow. Today, BMNR may be going under 1 MNAV today, actually. All right, so BMNU. I'm not doing it on BMNR, David. I'm doing it on BMNU. Yeah, I think I will. Let's do it. I didn't know it was that low. Thanks for reminding me. This is a 1-week trade, folks. Okay, we're going to buy 1,000 shares of BMNU, which is the 2x ETF of BMNR. We're buying it at 935, let's say. Let's 935. Okay. What happened? You put it at 934? You scumbag. Fucking. Market makers are just the devil. 936. Okay, fuck it. We'll pay it. All right, we bought 1,000 shares of BMNU, which is 2x ETF of BMNR. Okay, now we're going to go for next Fridays. We're going to go sell 10 puts and sell the 10 calls. 270 credit. How the fuck is that possible? That's like 30%. Is it really? I can't do it at 270. One side is $1.50. I can do it. It's wide spread on these. I'm happy with 250. Let's start shopping you at 250. It's like 25% for a week. I'll do 10 calls, 10 puts. So if BMNU is under 10, I'm going to get assigned another 1,000 shares. My cost basis will be 750 though, because I'm going to try to do, because the calls are going to expire worthless. Of course not. 250. Nope, not going to happen. Okay, do we leg in? God bless these market makers, man. Fuck. Okay, we paid $9.36 for the stock. It's $9.46. I made $100. I made lunch. Should I get out? Yeah, okay, cancel, replace. Let's go to 245. Let's just nickel and dime ourselves down to 245. Nope. Fuck you, market maker. Let's go to 240. I'm happy with $2, but I'll go nickel at a time. Nope. 235. Other than if you guys don't do that, I'm just gonna leg in now. Nope. Plus. Okay, 230. That's it, and then I'm gonna leg in because I'm pretty sure I can get it. Yep, 230 it is. Okay. We sold 10 puts, 10 of the 10 puts, and sold 10 of the 10 calls. And we were long. This is called a long covered triangle. It's a covered triangle. So I own the share. So if the stock is above 10, I'm going to get called away at 12.30 because I took in 230. Puts will expire worthless. That's 23% return plus 65 cents on the stock, close to 30% return. If the stock is below 10 by next Friday, this is next Friday, folks. If the stock is below 10 by next Friday, I'm going to get assigned another 1,000 of BMNU, but then I took in 230. I'm going to get assigned at 770. I paid nine and change today, 935 today. So, then I can sell calls or whatever the heck I want. Yeah, that's where we are. Good trade. About 25%, maybe more. If I get called away, it's more. If I don't get called away, it's less. But we did it. Thank you, David. I appreciate the heads up. Yeah, that's where we are. So let's go to some charts. All right, so let's see what we did this at. Bought the stock at 936. Stock is 952, 54. Sold the calls at 110 and sold the puts at 120. No, excuse me. I take it back. Sold the puts at 144 and sold the calls at 86 cents. So that's the 230. And that's where we are. Cool. I like it. I like that trade. For a week out, not too bad. Yeah, everything else is hold. Just gonna hold. Let's go through some charts. Let's go to the front. Answer the questions. Again, but. Let's see. Okay, so I answered that one. Muted. Let's do it. Why don't you grab the link and come on? We can talk about this. Like you trade your investments. So sure sell puts. If you get assigned on a drawdown, you continue to lower your cost basis. Obviously, with this, you need to be right about the name, but just not about the time. No, because I don't do that in my investment account. I just buy the shares. I have enough money to buy the shares outright. I'm not dicking around. If I did that on Google in April, I wouldn't have bought it at 152. I would have sold puts and collected $3 and stock doubled since then. I wouldn't have been able to do that in the Unity software. I bought the stock at 21.5, sold it at 43. So to me, it's like that's a fool's game right there. If you believe the company that you're going to invest in, not trade, just buy the shares. And if you don't have the money, then yeah, you can go to the puts or whatever you're going to do. That's one. Next one. Yeah, this is a big question that a lot of people confuse themselves with. But you're collecting premium, which you can use to buy more shares. Bro, you're collecting pennies in front of the bulldozer. Kind of how teachers is using other people's money. Doesn't mean anything. What do you mean other people's money? You just sold the put at $3 and it just went to 30 on you. Do you guys figure this out? Because you guys are all thinking markets always are going to go up. You sell a 40-day output at 4, the next day it's 40. You could have done that. Okay, give me the answer for Meta, give me the answer for Celsius, give me the answer for Duolingo, give me the answer for DoorDash, give me the answer for all these disasters last week, right? Earnings is Netflix, give me the answer for those. You're not doing anything. Nothing. And you de-risk volatile equities by selling. How are you de-risking anything? What part of de-risking would have helped you if you saw calls on Oklo, if you saw calls on quantum computing names, if you saw calls on any of these stocks that are down 50, 60, 70, $100? What is that call going to do for you, that $2, $3, $4, $5 that you collected? There are studies for this. You should go study it. The cover calls are never good for your, there is some structured product. You don't have to do it yourself. There are structured products. You can go do it. Go do it. You know what I mean? So all I'm telling you is, what happened to your account with all this put selling and call selling last 2 days? What happened to your account? Did it get smashed? I don't know. I don't know your positions, but most people's accounts got smashed. So I'm not debating this with you, because there are studies out there that you need to go read about. Selling calls, cover calls, is not going to protect you on a bear market. None. And selling puts to buy shares is fine if you're in a steady up market. And then you can do the wheeling. In a steady up market, wheeling works beautifully. Although, if you saw calls on Palantir, if you saw calls on NVIDIA, if you saw calls on SoFi, if you saw calls on these stocks that have, or Hood, Robinhood, all you're doing is leaving all that money on the table, right? Because you're going to keep rolling. You're going to keep rolling. You're going to get, why all this transaction? Just let the stock go, right? Why sell calls? Just enjoy the run. Enjoy the run. Also, Palantir has fundamentals. I think the risk would be more to the upside by covering investments. Why don't you grab the link? Come on, we should really discuss this. Oh, okay. No, I'm not disagreeing with you. Look, wheeling works when the market's nice and steady, right? But wheeling just kind of the wheels fall apart off the train when stuff happens like it happened yesterday, even with good fundamentals companies, right? Okay, what's a good fundamental stock that you think we should talk about? Like, okay, let's talk about Meta or Hood. Okay, I think it's rare we see things like Palantir and Hood. No, there are a lot. NVIDIA, and there are a lot of stocks like that. I would urge you to go look at your 52-week high list. If you don't have a scanner, go look at, there's so many great companies in that 52-week high list. So many with great fundamentals. They don't move as fast. They're not as exciting, but they just continuously do well. And so I would, there are many companies like that. There are many Palantirs and Hoods. There's 10,000 stocks. There are a lot of them out there. You just got to find them. But to me, even on Hood, right? Okay. Stock sold off from, I don't know, 155 to 120 or 118 this morning, 115. That's 40 points. Okay, when it was 150, let's say you sold today's puts expiring today, weekly puts for like, at 150, you sold the 135s. Okay. Pretty decent, 10%, right? Okay. And you said, I'll buy Hood at 135. I don't know. Let's see, probably you took in a couple of bucks. Well, that stock is 20 in the money now. Those $2 puts are $20 now. Now, you're going to take the 130. I have the same dilemma with my put credit spreads. I have the same thing. I like the SBET at 14. Well, it's at 10.5, So to me, or a lot of people like BMNR and things like that. I do agree that on an up market, steady up market, wheeling, okay, it's okay. Although I think it limits you. There is great studies out there how cover calls limit your upside. Obviously, it's pretty easy to understand. Cover calls do limit your upside. Because if you look at all these structured products Wall Street has come out with, there are cover calls selling funds out there. They underperform when the market goes down, and they underperform when the market goes up because they're continuously getting called away on stocks that are just keep going from the lower left to the upper right. But I'm not against selling puts to establish a position, but then you have to have the pain threshold as well. For example, good fundamental company until the last earnings, Meta. Okay, what would you do now? You tell me. You're wheeling. You sold puts on Meta. You like the company at 700 when it was 770, and you sold the 700 puts. What would you do? We're at 600. You're just going to say, okay, I'm just going to hold. Rolling is not an option when you're that deep. I mean, you could roll 2 years out, maybe sell some 600 puts or something if you don't want it. What would you do? What you think Hood is worth is meaningless, is what the market thinks it's worth. What you think of what's worth what is meaningless, just like what I think of what something is worth is meaningless. Period. Meaningless. Absolutely meaningless. Market's here to make both of us wrong. Yeah, so 135, if I want to buy Hood, that's based on what I think it's worth. What do you think it's worth? And that's meaningless too, by the way. Could roll, but as I took assignment. Could not run covered strangle. Some short-term catalysts, unless there are some short-term. All this is hearsay. All this is you're just assuming things. Market already knows. Market's pricing the stock at 125, even with the rally. So all these things are like, okay, I mean, I don't know more than an analyst, and I definitely don't know more than the market. Don't at all. I don't think you do either. We keep going down and say, I get assigned 100, then my basis color larger exposure now. Okay. And then it keeps going down. You have a bear market of 18 months. Stock is at 35. Have you been through a bear market, Muted? Have you been through a bear market? I'm being very honest. Have you been through a bear market? Not a crash. Not a crash V bottom like pandemic or whatever. Have you been through like how did you do in 2020, 2022 period? Or actually when they were raising the rates, when the market was like grinding lower by 30%, lower lows, lower highs. How'd you do? Were you even around then? Wanting that at 700 after a run up is see, but then it's all you're looking back now. It's hindsight is 2020. When before the earnings, when the stock is 760 and you want to buy it at 700 at 10% correction, I think it's reasonable, right? Yeah. So all you're doing now is just looking at it and say, well, yeah, I knew this was going to happen. I know that was going to happen. You don't know. You don't know any of that. Anyway, I don't want to keep going back and forth with you. Chat, just grab the link, bro. Come on on. That's all bullshit. Market's going to do what it's going to do. So you have an opinion. I have an opinion. I had an opinion that quantum stocks were too high and I shorted them and I got out too soon. You have an opinion. Answer this question, and then I would love for you to come on next time because I'm going to go look at some chopsticks now. Yeah, market thinks it's that price at that second. That's the price, what the market thinks. You could think of what you, okay. Yeah, okay. So now been through a bear market, and that's the max pain of that strat. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. You don't have to be involved in the markets. But if you have not been through a bear market, and I don't wish you one, what you're doing now with the wheeling and all this stuff, all you're going to do is keep buying more shares. Now, if you're like Federal Reserve, you have unlimited amounts of money, or your account size is such that you started sizing correctly. And, luckily bear markets last about 18 to 20 months. We haven't had one. We will have one. I don't know when, but we will have one. And you will see the max pain when the bear market hits. You will see it. You will definitely see it. Okay, great. Means what? Means nothing. Okay, and somebody bought, somebody sold. Somebody sold it to you. Somebody thought 100 is too much. It's gone to 50. And you were smart enough to buy it at 100. Wonderful. And what did you do with it is the question. And now he's going to come back and say, I'm still holding it. Okay, cool. But next time, well, maybe Monday, maybe Wednesday, maybe, Friday, next Friday, I do the live streams 3 times a week. I can tell you're young, right? But yeah, markets aren't, what you're experiencing last 2, 3, 4 years is not how the markets behave. But hopefully it'll keep going on. It'll keep going on. That was my first bear market, started investing right after I got okay, awesome. Super. And you invested at the right time, right? That's why I keep telling folks, if you're not going to be a trader, you need to invest. You invest long periods of time, see? You turn out okay. Because black swans will happen, bear markets will happen, and, all this will happen. April will happen, Japanese yen flash crash will happen. I don't know. There's so many things that can happen. So all I'm saying is, yeah, I would love to talk to you in person, actually. Yeah, Monday 10 a.m. I do lives. Wednesday 10 a.m. I do a live, and Friday 10 a.m. I do a live. So I'll put the link up, and you be well. Sure, awesome, beautiful, beautiful. I mean, if you bought Meta at 100 and you're still holding, 600 is not going to bother you. But I like stories like that. That the market will always give you a chance. That's the first patience part, right? Market's always going to give you a chance. But when the bear market does show up, and it will show up, I don't know when, it's brutal. It is brutal. It's whatever you guys experienced last 2 days, take it to 18 months. And there'll be face-ripping rallies. Suck some people in and then roll it over again, suck them in, roll it over again. But we haven't had one. When was our last true, honest bear market? I mean, I don't think the pandemic was a bear market. Well, technically it was a bear market, but not this prolonged. Okay, 2008 was, I think, our last true bona fide bear market, where the financial system got shit-faced to a point. And that was a long period. That was 2 years, year and a half to 2 years. That was a true bear market. 2000 was a bear market. NASDAQ went from 5,000 to 1,000. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, all I know is, there's a lot of FUD out there. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm saying I've been doing this for 35 years. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I have experience on my side that this morning I wanted to buy stuff where the market makers wouldn't give it to me. That's another battle I have going on now. But all I'm saying is there are levels that I feel comfortable doing things, and you step up and you do it. But then I separate my game, my play money from my investment money. Investment, shit. If I'm in a bear market, I'm in a bear market. I'll go heavier on the investment side and lighter on the trading side. But reality is reality. I just don't like people saying they're always right. Market goes down, they have puts. Market goes up, they have calls. Market goes down, they're short. Market goes up, they have 3x ETFs. I'm like, bro, have you ever had a losing trade? I have plenty. Have you ever had a losing trade? And these people on X, on YouTube, or whatever, they're always making money somehow. Well, if we're all making money, who's losing the money? I mean, who loses money? I don't know. Somebody's losing money. Just imagine the last couple of days, week after week, month after month. Yeah, that's a bear market. That's a bear market with face-ripping rallies. And then you go like, oh, we're done. Oh, you just get nailed at the top again, and then you roll it over again. And then the slow grind death starts. And there has been a bear market, by the way, Oak, in a lot of secondary names. If you look at all these charts, there are so many stocks that are down 30, 40, 50% over a month and a half period while the indexes are making new highs. And, you know, not too many people own the indexes, by the way. Gabriel. Kospi and Nikkei went parabolic a few months ago, highly correlated with the AI momentum. Yes, it is. Okay. You mean Oracle's collateral debt obligations? Yes, CDSs, you mean? Yeah, they are. Oracle CDSs are actually going through the roof. Credit default swaps, they're not CDOs. Credit default swaps is something, it's like insurance you buy on their not on their equity. Equity is worthless actually. On their bonds. Definitely. Definitely. I did a video about AI and there's a circle jerk, and you know how so the circle jerk is like the old Enron days. I mean, it's not similar, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, but circle jerk is like okay, OpenAI tells NVIDIA, I'm going to buy $5 billion worth of chips. NVIDIA goes up 30 points. Then NVIDIA turns around and goes to Oracle. Oracle goes up 50 points. Then Oracle goes to, AMD. AMD goes up 50 points. It's like the old, circle jerk. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. So it'll be the same thing. Like, okay, let's say we have 4 banks and 4 corners. It'll be like Goldman Sachs giving $10 to B of A, and B of A stock goes up. They take that same $10, give it to the, JP Morgan. JP Morgan goes up, and then JP Morgan gives it to Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo goes up, and then Wells Fargo at the end gives it back to Goldman, and the Goldman goes up. But they all go up. It's the same $10 moving around, sloshing around. That's what's going on with AI. But I think all of this kind of a little unglued, not because Michael Berry bought puts, because nobody gives a shit about that. But it all came around because Sam Altman did an interview where he walked out on one of his private investors, actually. I think it was Brad Gerstner. He was interviewing. He asked Sam, Sam, you only have 13 billion in revenue, but your capex is at 1.3 trillion. How's this going to work out? And Sam actually threw a little fit, that little snake oil salesman. He threw a fit and he said, hey, if you don't like holding your shares, I'll find you a buyer, and I hope we go public so everybody can short the stock. I'm Sam. You're thinking of going public next year at a 1 trillion valuation, buddy. You have only 20 billion and the best estimates of revenue. I don't know about this AI thing. And then you floated this idea of, oh, by the way, I went and kissed the ring in the White House a couple times. If this AI thing kind of fails, we may need a backstop. I'm like, no, there's no backstop. There's no government. Just because you went and kissed the ring a couple times at the White House? No, go F yourself, Sam. You fucking little snake oil salesman. It's fucking bullshit. It is true, bro. It just goes like little Monopoly board. I'm like, what is happening here? And then somebody blows the whistle like Michael Berry, and everybody starts immediately paying attention. Out of the blue, they go like, everything was fine until Wednesday. Government reopened, markets going higher, everything was fine. And then everybody overnight said, wait a minute, is there some truth to this AI bullshit that's going on? I'm like, the owner of the largest AI company is saying we may need a backstop if this thing fails because it's a national security threat. We don't want the Chinese to be number 1 in AI. We want us to be number 1. But if we do go sideways, if the shit hits the fan, we may need a backstop. There is no backstop, bro. We did that in 2008. Look where it got us, to 38 trillion in debt. We saved all these banks we shouldn't have saved. Garbage. No, there is Grok, there is Gemini, there is Anthropic, there is Claude, there are all these other AI companies. We don't need you. Go off yourself. Anyway, I mean, I have bigger problems with AI. I'm thinking about my kids, what my kids' future is going to look like with AI. One in finishing college and one in high school. What is going to happen to them, right? I mean, highest level of unemployment in the country now is in recent college graduates. It's twice as high as the country. Average unemployment rate of the country is almost 10%. These kids graduate with 200,000-300,000 in student loans, and they cannot get a job, not even a minimum wage job. Why? Because AI is going to do all of that stuff anyway, especially if you study something garbage at school. Anyway, bro. Fed does not want to trigger a refi wave. They should. They should get the housing going. They should. They are. But Fed's going to stop QT, so we'll see what's going on. When they stop QT, we'll see what happens. Bond market is not buying that at all. But the Fed cannot move the long end anyway. Long end does what it needs to do. Short end is what Fed can manipulate. But long end is not buying any of that stuff. Any of that stuff. When will the curve uninvert? I have no idea. But long end is not buying any of that story. Zero. Yeah, CDOs were collateralized debt obligations while we were packaging those. Because I was doing the mortgages and sending it to Countrywide. Countrywide was sending it to Lehman. Lehman was packaging it and then sending it to around the world, and everybody went bankrupt in 2008. Like, hey, it is what it is. But at least I've seen the movie. Yeah, CDSs are going through the roof. If you look at the CDS chart on Bloomberg on Oracle debt, holy shit, it's like parabolic. Because they just created like 130-40 billion in debt. And Sam Altman says, yeah, we're going to have 1.3 trillion capex. Trillion, folks, with a T. How's the ROI going to come out of this thing? I mean, okay, everybody goes buys a $20 a month subscription, and some enterprise pays $2,000 a month or whatever and buys AI. How are we going to get ROC out of this? Return on capital. How's the ROI going to work in any of this shit? And that's when it came into question when he threw a fit and walked away from that interview. Or the other day he said like, "Oh, we may need a backstop if this shit." Then don't spend the money you don't have, buddy. Right? I don't spend the money I don't have. I can go kiss the ring, but hey. Yeah, CDS, collateralized credit default swaps. Okay, see, that will put you, this is going to get you to YouTube heaven. Watch yourself go to YouTube jail. Bye. You just went to YouTube jail. But it's okay. I have the power to put you all in YouTube jail. So if you come up with some dumb shit like that, there was another dumb shit came around and said something racist the other day. I was like, nope, YouTube jail. You're going to YouTube jail. We're here to talk finance. We're here to inform and educate. And if you're a belligerent fool, I'm going to put you in YouTube jail. It's for life, by the way. You will never come out of it. Now, you can go create another account, come back and do it again. I'll do the same thing. I'll keep putting you in YouTube jail. Okay, that is your choice, sir. I sure hope you're being facetious, because you're going to get replaced pretty soon with one of my fleet cars, probably. You can do it, but I hope you're being facetious. I hope you're learning something here so you can go invest your money and get out of that goddamn stupid rat race that you're in. But again, to each their own. Anyway, what else is going on? Let's look at some charts. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's look at some big charts. So, all right, let's start with the indexes. SPY. So I will cut this up and put it. So we bounced again right about off the 50 EMA. Lower at the start of the day, looking into the abyss, and then we came back. Well, we'll see where we're going to close. We're up a little bit. We're still green, hanging in there. Here's the triple Q. Yeah, that kind of retested as well. I mean, I don't know. MACD's lower, going lower. If it goes under 0, I'll probably will go short some futures because I cannot stay in the pain any longer. But let's look at some charts. Let's look at some Mag 7 stuff. Apple consolidating before it makes a new high. Excuse me. Google. Love the company. A little correction. No problem. So let me go through my investment thing. Google is one. UPS I bought 2 days ago. I will probably sell some puts on that as well. Here's UPS. I paid right about this price, about $96. So, and that's one. That's two. Lululemon. I'm up maybe like 2% on it. Maybe. Yeah, I paid like 168. It's 171. And Kava. That's my headache. 46.5. My cost is like 60 on that. And in fact, full position happening now because I'm short the 50 puts. I'm gonna get assigned, and it'll be a full position, so I'm good. Okay, so let's go to some more Mag 7 stuff. Meta. Well, we know what's going on there. Actually, it's kind of trying to reverse up to 611 now. It was below 600 this morning. This is the Oracle position. Oracle kind of reversing today. It's putting in a really key reversal day, so I bought those call debit spreads at the right time. I'm looking for a bounce, maybe 10%, 15% bounce, and 2x ETF should get up like 30% maybe. And I will take the money. ORCX is the 2x ETF, by the way. Yeah, if we get up to maybe 30, yeah, I'll chuck these. ASST is the one that I'm long the hundreds of leaps. I mean, you know, some influencer bought it and everybody's all over ASST now and X. I'm like, I'm not sure why. I have my reason why I bought it, but I'm not going to get into it. So, BMNR. So, yeah, time to draw some more charts, some more lines, some more chopsticks on BMNR. I'm like, no. So BMNU is the one we bought. If I get called away, it'll be a nice trade. If I don't get called away, it'll be a nice trade either way. I don't mind buying some more at 770, and I don't mind selling it at 1230. That's why I did the cover strangle. So that's it. More Microsoft. After that, I'm gonna go to my list and show you guys how selling puts will take it to the poorhouse on some of this shit. Microsoft hanging in there, high level consolidation, no problem. Netflix actually kind of trying to find a bounce after after their Budweiser debacle that they had. Hold on one second. If there's any stocks you guys want me to look at, please put it up. Goldman Sachs financials, new high. Oh, actually, it got crushed yesterday. Wow, look at that. It made a new high and then died. SoFi, everybody loves SoFi. Ooh, that got down to 26 and change today. Holy shit. That's wild for SoFi. 32.73 high, 26.55 low. 6-point range on SoFi. Wow. That's volatility, folks. If you don't have the stomach for it, don't F with it. Palantir, poster child of overvaluation. That, see? So Michael Berry bought $50 puts going out to January 2027. Stock is 176, folks. If Palantir is 50, we have had a massive bear market, or AI blew up, or something happened. I don't know. Something will happen. It bounced. It's bouncing today, reversing. Okay, that's fine. What else? Hood. These are some nice corrections. 151 down to 110 ish. No. Yeah, 111, 113. Yeah, 40-point correction. Oh, those are multiple points. All right, let's go through some small other stuff. Archer, I wanted to buy the 2x ETF this morning. Of course, market maker did not oblige. No rush, under 200 EMA. I was just trying to, scalp a little bit here and there. None of it was given to me. Affirm. I'm still consolidating. I like that company quite a bit. AMD, it was down big in the morning, and now it's reversed. Still high-level consolidation, nothing wrong. This was the one I missed this morning. APLD, Applied Digital. So here's the deal. So $40 high about 3 weeks ago. We just hit 20, and you hold the stock, and then what? Now what? It's trouble, man. My buy point was good on that. Of course, I did not buy it because market makers. If a stock is going to go up, folks, they usually are not going to give you the shares. Honestly, that's how it goes. But then it is what it is. ASTS. There's another one. 103 high, 58 low. Okay, how do you deal with a 50-point drawdown? I don't know. I can't. I just can't. Not in my trading account anyway. Even in your investment account, I mean, why would you endure a 50-point drawdown? I don't know. I am not sure. Maybe I don't know the game as well as others. So maybe I haven't learned anything last 30 years. There's another one. Bullish. BM. Oh, we looked at BMNR. No need to look at BMNR. If I hear BMNR wrong, I'm seeing BMNR in my sleeps. It's like bull. We bull. Broke 10. I was long the 2x ETF. I actually made some money on that, got out. And we're done with that. Beyond Meat. Yeah, where is that at? How many bag holders are on that thing now? I just can't wait until the puts expire worthless and then we're done with this thing. It's just fucking tiring. Yeah, well, another one I was trying to buy this morning was CIFR. Actually, my members are my witness on this. 25.50 high, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days ago. 25.50 down to 13.50. I don't know. I thought it was a good buy, actually. Actually, all my buys were good this morning, but then I only executed maybe a couple of them, honestly. Not because I wanted to, they wouldn't give it to me. I was doing some options and some call debit spreads and put credit spreads. They just wouldn't give it to me. They would not give it to me. Circle jerk. Look at that thing. Deadly. Okay, you like circle at 100. It's down to 82. What are we going to do now? I don't know. Carvana, I want to short the worst way. I don't think I have the balls, though. Okay, here's one. You're bullish on Duolingo. Okay, 545 high is 182. What are we doing? The recent high 350 is 182. It's 50% lower. So if you sold naked puts on this, if you sold some puts, what are you going to do now? You still like the company. You're just going to hold on. Same thing, Elf Beauty. Now what? Oh, it was 150. I liked it at 100. Oh, but it's 75 now. Yeah. So my thing is, look, there are different opinions on all this stuff. To me, important thing here is buyer beware. Know what you're doing. If you just because you're listening to some jackass on Twitter saying, "Oh, selling puts is wonderful," I'm like, look, good luck. But then don't be complaining. Don't be complaining when shit hits the fan. And shit hit the fan last couple of days. Here's another one, my favorite actually. That just didn't even pull back enough for me to buy it. FSLY, Tasly. I want to buy that. Gold. What's happening to gold? Yeah. Did it top again? Gold or NUGT? Consolidating really, not much. What else? Goldman we looked at. HIMS. Oh, that was another one. 2x ETF for HIMS, but that's broken down. Now we sold out. We got oversold. We're getting oversold bounce. Under 200, under 50, under 20. A little dead cat bounce, roll over. Maybe we'll base. We'll find out. But I like these 2x ETFs on these. Bitcoin is still going down. IBIT is the BlackRock ETF, Bitcoin ETF. That looks like death to me. Just like MicroStrategy looks like death to me. Holy Jesus Christ. 194. I mean 199, 195 low today. Whoa. IREN, that's bouncing, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, same thing, 76 to 46 in a week. Man, I don't know. I don't think I can sleep when that happens to me. Because I shouldn't be there. Lemonade, one of my members is long-term holding this. That beautifully came, tagged the 20 EMA and bounced perfectly. See, look at stocks like this, making 52-week highs, folks. Don't look at garbage. Most of it is... Damn, these stocks are still selling off, huh? Mara. Look at that thing. That's 50% off. Riot. Oh my God, that got down to 12? That got cut in half. Yeah, she's just going to get dead cat bounces here and then just roll over again. And then they have to retest. There's a lot of technical damage done. Oh my God, this is CLSK. Going to single digits again. See, how do you deal with something like this? I don't know. Maybe you guys can educate me. When this was 23.50 like a month ago and it hits like 11 today, how do you deal with that? I don't know. On the way up, it's fun. On the way down, no. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't put myself in those situations. So I try not to, and I'm in one. Yeah. I'm in two, actually. Micron. New all-time high, is it? Yeah, pretty close. NBIS. These are all the poster children of... Yeah, there you go. 141 down to 85. Okay. Cool. Oklo. Yeah, 195 down to 92. Or that's 100 points. I don't know. I don't know how you guys do it. You guys are better men than me. I can't do it. NVIDIA. Still consolidating. Earnings are coming out on NVIDIA shortly. Gotta be careful with that. Here's the next poster child. Open door. That actually looks okay, honestly. You know, broke out of the wedge, pulling back into the wedge now. That's pretty good. Maybe a little bit more consolidation on that. I may even buy that myself. Oscar Health. Everybody loved it at 20. Now we're at 14. Yeah, I'll take a look at that at 13. It's down to 13.90. Yeah, that's pretty decent there. 2x ETF is OSCX on that. Palantir we looked at. Chinese Waymo's Pony AI. Is that into support? Yeah, they're into the wall right here. Okay, that may be a possibility. The other one is We Ride. Down to $7. We started, as you guys can see by the labels, we've been trading that between 7 and 11 for a while. You know what? I may just buy some shares on that thing. Yeah, I'll make a note of that. Mental note, We Ride. PayPal. Holy shit. Did it really? Went from 65 to 80 and it's making a lower low now. Gosh. I don't know, man. The market's weird. This is not normal. What's going on here? Oh, some of these quantum names. QUBT. When I get to the Q, you know it's the quantum time. Yeah, 25 to 10. Rigetti. Man, see my short labels there, guys? Yeah, that's so fucking premature. Got out so soon. So stupid. 58 to 23. It's only more than 50%. QBTS. D-Wave Quantum. No, QB, what is it? QBTS, right? QBTS surge. Let's see. That's up reversing. It's a 46.75 down to 21. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Reddit. Actually, I mean, that's just resting on the 200 EMA. That looks actually decent compared to some other garbage. Rocket Lab, everybody's favorite. Still getting to the 200 EMA. It's got kind of like a 40% haircut. SBET, my biggest headache. Just rally a little bit, man. Rally a little bit, Ethereum. Let me get the heck out of Dodge on these pieces of shit. Oh. See what happens when you guys like a stock called Sezzle. You guys see those labels up there? Short at 179 and covered at 164. It's only 52. Yeah, we're covering these shorts way too close, way too soon. It's been a horror. It's been like a not disastrous year. It's a decent year, but it's just so much shit going on. Oracle. Let's make some money on that one. Wow, it's up 9 now. Beautiful. Okay, maybe we'll make some money. And TLT. There you go. New high in the 10-year, 20-year. I mean, recent new high for over a week. This is where the Fed cut the rates, folks. So if TLT is going down, that means interest rates are actually going up. It's an inverse indicator. Yeah. Yeah. Fed, Trump, all that. Yeah. Okay. Tesla had a nice reversal day today. That thing was down to like 380 something. But then they're all under their moving averages now. It's just, that means trend is kind of changing. And I'm not going 382 down up to 408. I mean, if you're day trading these 2x ETFs and stuff, you're in heaven. Here's a disaster. TSSI. You guys see the short labels there? The red ones? Short at $30.93, covered at 27. Short and bought it, actually made money. And yeah, gap down to 870. Yeah, it's going to 5. Okay. I mean, I don't know. It's a tough world out there. Tough year this year. Ooh, XYZ. That's down to 60. Yeah, it's breaking down. No need to look. Yeah, that's about it. That's the list, man. What else is going on? SOLTs. I'm also stuck on that thing. Where are we on that thing? Where are we? Oh, yeah, it's kind of consolidating. I don't know. That's a 2x ETF of Solana. Well, we bought more calls. Did we buy more calls? No, where are our calls? Our calls are at 25. Okay, fine. BMNU. I paid $936 for that. It's $964. I should just done any of this stuff. I would have made $300. No, just kidding. Beyond options going to expire worthless. Wonderful. BZAI were even. FTHM were eating 30 cents. Oracle were making money. SBET were losing our ass on those put credit spreads. I'm short 80 put credit spreads and I'm long 150 January $15 calls. I'm eating it. Mother humper. Hey, you can't win them all. Anyway, I'm going to go to the front, say goodbye, and see you guys on Monday. Oh, shit. All this I did for nothing? You guys have been watching me do this? Fuck. Okay, we can do it again. That's idiotic. Should we do it again? Let's do it again. I'm a dumb shit. What's my phone number? I'm not giving you that. CLSK? Yeah. That's disaster. Okay, let's go quickly through the charts. Again, now you guys can see it, right? Here's SPY. Let's go to the daily chart. And let's go through it real quick. Let's go through the watch list. Actually, I'll put up the ones. Okay, so I'll put up the ones that I'm watching. I want to actually participate in. SPY found bottom, closing above the 50 MA. No problem. Same thing with the triple Q. Found bottom. Reversal day today. I don't like reversal days on Friday. We'll see how the market behaves on Friday, on Monday. Apple consolidating before a new high. Meta in the tank. Where would I be a buyer of Meta? Probably 550. Probably give it a crack there. Oracle reversing. Look at that disaster. 345 down to 210. That's Oracle, folks. It's not a joke. And then this is the circle jerk day. The gap up day. This is a $900 billion company gapped up $50. No, $100. What am I even saying? Close at 242, high was 345 the next day. A $900 billion company gained $450 billion market cap and gave it all back and some more because they had a deal with OpenAI. The circle jerk. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so we'll go through some of the painful ones. Actually, I put up what I like. I like Lemonade. I like APLD. I liked it this morning a lot more, but you know, and anywhere in the low 20s is pretty good. FSLY. Actually, it's one of my favorite charts. Great earnings too, by the way. I like Affirm. None of this is trading financial advice. If it takes out this is a low risk trade. If it takes out the 200 EMA, we're out of there. I like obviously AMD. Anything that's not making it lower low, I like. How about that? Micron. Amazon. Where's Amazon these days? A little bit of a sell-off, no big deal. Palantir. They're all reversing today, so it's gonna be very interesting what Monday brings on all of these. Hood. They're all going red to green. Maybe I should be wearing my green hat. Nvidia. So is the AI bubble over? Not looking at today, but then yeah. App 11. It's okay. Good. They're all reversing today. Although made a lower low, but they're reversing. Luckily, they're reversing. We could have opened lower and gone lower. So, I don't know. So some of the nosebleeds and then, you know, examples of that would be Rigetti. We went through it again. It's boring for people who listen to me. I like Baidu quite a bit, actually. Now that's breaking the 50 MA. It's right into support. I do like Baidu quite a bit. Actually, I like some of the Chinese. I used to like them. I don't like them as much as I did before. All the Chinese names are turning down now. JD. Oh, that's breaking down. No. Thank you. Core weaves and bullish and circle. All those just making lower lows and lower core weave. Look at that thing. Red again today. On a reversal day, still red. Tough. Tough. I don't know. What else do you guys want to look at? Well, I told you guys my long-term positions: Kava, Google, Lulu, and UPS as of a couple of days ago. Oh, Coinbase. What's Coinbase? Coinbase is green today. That's interesting. All under 200 EMA. I don't know. Carvana, I want to short the worst way. If somebody has an idea how to short this, there is no 2x ETF, inverse ETF on this. Okay, so this is CarMax. Okay, CarMax. What's CarMax's symbol? AMX, never mind. This is CarMax. Okay, they sell cars. You guys see this gap after gap after gap? What a disaster it's been. So from 80 or 90 down to 30 now in less than a year. And this is Carvana. Can somebody tell me why is Carvana here while CarMax is there? Just a pair trade, maybe. Buy CarMax, short Carvana. That would be a good trade. That'd be a great trade. Get my face ripped off. I was long Carvana, by the way, when it broke out like 3 years ago. I got a 5x out of it. After I got out, it went up another 7x. So much. Ooh, one of the Chinese EV toll makers. I like that company, actually. Give me 14. I will buy a basket load of this thing. They're Chinese version of Archer and Joby Aviation. Those are the Archer and Joby. I like quite a bit. I was short Joby, made some money there. EOSE, is that one of the power generators? Yeah, I think so. Oh, that's into support now. I'm seriously, I mean, I'm not joking. I mean, I wouldn't buy it with your money, but you know, it looks like a double top going down to 8, 10. But some of these, with the Bitcoin sell-off, some of these miners are just getting smoked. I mean, CLSK maybe even a buy now at like 10. Yeah. I mean, it was 24. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin sold off 25%. This thing is down over 50%. I'm going to make a note of this CLSK. Maybe look at a quick bounce play. Mara. Jesus Christ. They are just getting shot in the back of the house. Whew, man. I mean, how many down days in a row can you... How many down days is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 8th down day in a row. Gosh, God bless if you're holding this thing. Figma, I bought and sold, and my members said, "Why are you selling?" I'm like, "That's because I made like $500 or $300." So I told them, I go, "I'm not going to allow green to go to red. If I'm green on a position, it's not going to go to red going forward, at least for the rest of the year." Down to 39. That's a new issue, by the way. I'm long 5,000 shares of BZAI. A friend of mine works at, I doubled up today. So I bought originally at 263 and I bought more at 222 this morning. So 5,000 shares at, we're up to 250. That's nice. A buddy of mine works, he's the managing partner at Roth MKM, for disclosure. You can get his report. I get his research report. He has an 8.5 target on this thing. So the earnings came out yesterday. They were okay, actually, to be honest. And they did a secondary. Actually, they did a private placement at 320. Stock is 250. You think that private placement holder is going to allow this thing to go much lower? I don't think so. Yeah. Oh, kind of breaking out with good volume. Look at this. 400,000 shares coming in every 2 minutes. Wonderful. We'll hold this one for a while. Or maybe we'll strangle it. Covered strangle it. I like Resolve as well, by the way. We didn't look at that last time. That got into a buy point. I missed that one. I don't like these little numbers because they just get killed. See? While the market's only 2-3% from the high. If you're holding the stock, going from 845 down to 285, yeah, you're hurting. While the market's making new highs. Actually, I got to give Jem Carson a lot of credit. He said it like on a podcast, and I think he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT of volatility. He said, you can buy index puts, you can do all the hedging, but you're going to lose money on both sides. And he was 100% right. 100% right. 100% correct, Jem. Yeah. SBET. Just getting smoked. How do I get smoked with put credit spreads? You put them on at $1.60. Your max loss is 250, and they go to max loss. That's how you get smoked, and you have 80 of them. That's how you get smoked. Fucking, excuse my language. Gold, silver, kind of pulling back. Where's the dollar doing these days, by the way? It's a dollar index. Okay, folks, read them and weep. You guys see the dollar index? This is how much you lost buying power this year, about 10%. And you don't want to invest? Who was that kid? He says, I'm too nervous. It's the top of the market. Bro, don't worry about it. Otherwise, you're going to deal with this. This is the dollar index. Lost 10% against the basket of currencies. That means that's how much buying power you lost, pretty much. But then, what do I know? What do I know? IOMQ is another nosebleed. That was a round tripper, 84 to 40. That's pretty deep. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's another. Even at these prices, these things are so expensive. You know, the quantum stocks. Like IONQ, I think still like a 20 or no, $15 billion company. It's unreal. LAC may be a good buy point here. Is it down? Yeah. Earnings are out of the way. Trump administration owns a bunch of this, by the way. That's when they went from like 3.5 to 10.5. Okay, make a note of that. LAC was one. The other one was, what was it? CLSK, right? Let's make a mental note of that. CLSK. I can't believe that stock is just down here. Where do I buy CLSK though? Down here, $10. Do we start scaling now? Do we preempt it? No. There will be a rally. I'll bet you it'll be up on Monday, Tuesday, back to 200 EMA. I mean, mean reversion trade would be like 15. There's like a 40% trade here. Or are we going to go to 10 and just only bounce to 200 EMA for a 25%? Shit. I would like to buy some of this. CLSK, not Mara. Where is Riot again? Riot's reversing today. Okay. Maybe CLSK. Clean Spark. Deadly Man. Yeah, we'll take a look at that. LACO is also one. I like it. This Albemarle is another one. There's a Canadian one. MS is the not Morgan Stanley. MF. No, man, not MS. MP. What am I saying? MP Materials. That bounced off the 200 EMA. Okay. METC. Ramako Resources. That's on the 200 EMA. I'm not sure. Cameco Resources. CCJ. No, that's coming into support. What is that, down to 80? I like that one. 110 to 80. All these stocks are getting shot. I don't know. You got to be really nimble. You got to be really patient waiting for it to come to you. Otherwise, you're going to get hurt. And when they do break, you need to bail. Because they're going to go further and further and further. Lower, I mean. One of my members is big in Neo. Oi. Oi. Oh, God. That doesn't look right. It looks like a massive head and shoulder top. See, I can read chopsticks. XPeng, XPE, what was it? Yes, XPEV. I thought that was a good chart. That is a good chart. As broke out, pulling back to breakout now. I like it. I like it quite a bit. There you go. XPEV. NVTS. See, how do you deal with that? 17 to 7. I don't know, man. On the way up, if you caught the momentum, great. On the way down, it's painful. Came and double topped it. Yeah, okay. Oakland still down there. Oscar. Okay, that's about it. Where is SPY? Yeah, hanging in there. Yeah, hanging in there. Oh, Oracle before it goes higher. I mean, I picked a good one. Every dog catches a bone. Anyway, I will have to go eat something and have some coffee. Hello. Yes. I will get that to you in a minute. Hold on. We can't see the charts. No, now you guys saw the charts. I did it for you guys. I love you guys so much that I did. Excuse me. You seem like you know about this shit. The XY near the Golden Cross. Yeah, those things are those are chopstick stuff. For AM momentum trade, a strong dollar does not help high leverage. I agree. This guy making sense. Are you Brazilian? Okay, I apologize, but I did it. I did it anyway. I did it. Would I short MBIS? Yes. On a bounce for sure. I'll give you mine area to short if you want. Here it is. Short all of these things until you can prove themselves differently. Short the stock, short the put. Oh, I wouldn't short it here. Any bounce to 100 though. Yeah, I will definitely be shorting this thing. This thing is disaster. Look at the double top. Double top set off. So how do you guys measure? 135 down to 95. That's 40. Once the double top got triggered, 40. So it'll bounce back to 95 to 100 and then roll over. 95, 40 is 55. It's going to 55 somewhere down here. Yeah, it's going to where it belongs, right there. Good support right there at 55. No, when I say short, by the way, folks, I shorting shares. I'm not talking about options. Because if you buy puts, you could lose your ass. Yeah, I figured. I figured you're Brazilian. I see the Portuguese up there. Hello, Josh. I wouldn't short it now. I would wait for a bounce and then go at it. You can short it now if you want, but you just also should short puts, short shares, short puts. All right, I'm gonna go have a cup of coffee and eat a sandwich or something and finish the day and lick my wounds. So Monday I'll be back trading with Sergio. Wednesday trading with Sergio. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Friday 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern Power Hour. 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. Members only live. These are the live streams. I do post quite a bit on the channel. If you do like it, please put a thumbs up. My opinions are mine. This is not trading, financial, or investment advice. What I do is very risky, as you can tell. Do your own due diligence. I'm not worthy of following. Go follow some YOLOer on X, maybe. What else? Oh, please subscribe. Go to my website, www.sergioavadian.com. If you don't know anything about finance, anything about trading, anything about investing, there is good info there. Start there and then start moving up. Invest, invest, invest. You're in charge of your own financial future. Nobody's going to save your ass. Government for sure not going to save your ass. Unless you have rich parents, nobody's going to save your ass. You need to save your ass. You need to start investing. Don't worry about market top, market bottom, AI circle jerk, and this and that. Just index, passive investing. Put money into an index every month. Other than that, all I'm telling you guys is you guys need to understand something. No one knows what's going to happen to the markets from minute to minute, let alone tomorrow, let alone a month from now. All these circle jerkers out there, all these ex-gurus out there, you guys are full of shit. You guys don't know shit. You hold the bag and the market comes back and saves your ass, and then you go, oh, I'm a genius now. I don't want a bear market. But then once in a while, I feel like, none of these fools have been through a bear market. Maybe we should put them through one. Let's see how that goes. But again, all I'm saying is no one knows. Market does not care what you know, who you know, how much money you have. Market doesn't give a rat's asshole who you are. I'm just being real. A lot of folks, go like, this is wonderful. Oh, look at me making money here and making money there. I'm like, no, here I go wins, losses, sideways, up, down. I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to gain. I go like, this is my venting out session. I could be doing this with a shrink and paying him $200 an hour. So I'll do it with a bunch of you watching on YouTube. It's awesome. 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 Gabrielle. Bless you. Thank you. Go click join, and don't forget, send me an email, sergio@sergioavadian.com, so I can send you the Telegram chat group link so you can join the degenerates on that side of the pond. The chat's really quiet. I'm hoping, did I freeze? Mother humper. I'm hoping nobody has blown an account. Okay. Thank you, Doug. Okay, I'm freezing. I don't know what's going on. Am I freezing? Mother. Okay, it's back. Yeah. No. I did the charts. Come on now. Okay, I think I'm freezing. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to get out of here with grace. With grace. Okay, we're freezing. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let's end this foolishness. Okay, you guys can see me now. Well, thank you for reposting. Thank you for the charts, David. Thank you, sir. Yes, don't listen to any fools. Fools will take you to the poorhouse because they never lose money. They always make money. No, I'm going to talk about that on Monday because I want to study it a little bit. Okay, I want to study it a little bit. Luis, you have a great weekend as well. All right, so we'll end the shows this way before I freeze again. May all your longs skyrocket, and may all your shorts tank. Lick your wounds. It's okay. Stay healthy. Markets open every day. No need to rush and do things. 3 P's always: patience, position, and planning. If you don't practice those 3, you're going to get hurt. And also always do your due diligence. None of this is trade, financial, or investment advice. There you go. Okay, why am I freezing, man? Okay, we're done. Adios.